We have a park that also abuts the Grays Lake boundary, and that's another famous cut through. And it makes for a lot of mischief, if you will. There's a lot of shenanigans going on. And why it's not dire crime, it's always created a lot of calls, a lot of concerns. It's been a challenge, and we have noticed a lot of residents have made comments that they feel we have a better handle on it with Grays Lake patrolling. But it is unfortunate that we do not have any legal access or a way that we could ever put a connection path in there. You know, and then of course the village continues to be divided by, we got, you know, 2 state highways, you know, you don't want little kids crossing state highways, we've got railroad tracks. So, you know, this is the challenge. As little as we are bisected and segregated by a lot of different things going on here. So I think that's our challenge with our future planning, to try to keep us as close-knit, tight-knit community as we can. Just to go over some of our short-term accomplishments, we updated the comprehensive plan to include style guidelines for architecture, lighting, and signage. We updated the emergency operations plan. That wasn't done since 1999. We purchased additional equipment for public works, including a tractor and jetter. This is to add to our services and reduce some costs. We purchased audio-video equipment to record board meetings and enhance presentations at meetings and on website, given that you know how to work the equipment. We revamped the village website to be more interactive. Additional accomplishments, native restoration enhancements to various village open spaces and subdivision entrances. We did a 2-part major repair to stormwater retention, which is of some significance, been a long time problem. Part 1 was the caribou, the new pipe we put in where caribou and deer run come together, and then part 2 of that was to actually fix the pipe that goes under Route 120 from the detention pond at the entrance of Deer Point. We did community cleanup on Hainesville Road, followed by a community picnic. And of course the Hainesville Road bike path will finally be extended to Route 120 this early spring. We had hoped that that would have gotten done last year. This also brings into the next area which I want us to concentrate on, which is long-term planning for the village. And at our last board meeting, we just approved the purchase of the HainesvilleIL property. It is owned by the village now, and Jeff Gately has been working over there feverishly. If you see how wet his pants are, he literally, I think, crawled over here from the other building. He's been power washing over there for several days to get the floor clean over there. This is an exciting purchase. This secures the future of the village. We can feel good that, you know, whatever's to come commercially for development or growth or other challenges we now have a public works facility that can house our equipment. We have plenty of space to spare, which we hope to lease some of the space and generate some income. We already have income coming from the property from the cell tower that exists on that site, and there is a top-notch well that Manhard has approved and given their blessing that could easily be converted to a municipal well to handle any additional growth. So a lot of good things going on there. So, in moving ahead this year, this coming budget year, we want to focus on deciding what our long-term plan is. Already some kind of no-brainer, if you will, long-term accomplishments or goals that we've already started is to research and create long-term maintenance schedules for our water system, sewer system, our roads, equipment and supplies. We currently have been mapping all village utilities and street signs and have those on a computer disk. The water system's done, the sewer system's done, we're just starting the street signs. And of course, again, as I mentioned earlier, we want to continue to add low-cost events that appeal to all village demographics for our community feels, such as the movie night that John brought up earlier this evening. And then as we move forward to create a full long-term plan for a village that we would obviously revisit every few years and tweak as needed with the economy and other changes. Hainesville Holiday Mixer was an inexpensive event. It was great because we were able to have the Brown Lake High School represented with their a cappella choir and the Grays Lake High School represented with their jazz ensemble. It attracted people from both sides of town, which was nice. Everybody got to know each other, get to see the kids from the other schools. That's an event that I certainly think is worth continuing and I think will grow in the years to come. And of course, everybody wanted Santa back, and Santa was in the other room, in his living room, and that went over real well. And it was kind of nice to have them separated. Those that wanted to join the mixer could. If they had little ones that just wanted to get them in and out for Santa, they could do that as well. And then the other great news, we're very lucky with the economy the way it is to have moving into Heinz Lumber, Russo Power Equipment. That is going very well with the renovations of the building. They are targeting opening March 1st. They seem to be on time. Russo is the largest power equipment supplier to the private landscape sector companies for power equipment, and also salt supply. And that's bag salt. That's not, salt that's going to be in piles and running into the groundwater or anything. And this is just a picture of Russo's, one of their other locations. The inside of the store, give you a feel for what the inside will look like. And they have their own fleet of trucks, and there's the bag salt that I talked about. Okay, and then that's it. I think that's enough. And like I said, this was slightly different for the purpose of the Brown Lake Chamber Luncheon. I'm happy to say that out of all the villages, I don't think we're having to face the kind of cuts that some of the other Brown Lake communities will have to make. So that's some good news.
Speaking of community events, I'd like to mention that the Round Lake Area Schools has an Art Smart program. Rather than having art as part of their curriculum, they have artists that come in and teach art to the kids, show them art, and have them do projects. And on Friday from 6:30 to 8, the students are showing their works at Village School, which is on Nippersink Road between 134 and Fairfield. And they're going to have hors d'oeuvres and music from the Round Lake High School band. And
I saw the post that Doug Williams put out, but he didn't give the location. Right. So that he might want to go back on, or even if you go back on and put the location.
Yeah, I sent him an email. Well, he had the attachment, but I couldn't open it. So,
I couldn't open it either.
So
okay,
maybe we'll fix it. But
okay.
Anyway, I just wanted to let people know it's not it's a open house kind of thing, and they're going to have appetizers supplied by the local businesses. So it would be a nice thing to support.
Wonderful. Okay, we're going to move on to discussion regarding our new public works facility. As I mentioned, Jeff has been over there busily power washing the floor. I haven't been over to see it, but I hear it looks pretty darn good. Also, I have good news to report. I contacted Nicor Gas and ComEd, and our gas and electricity will be for free for that building. As a municipal building, that'll be added to our franchise account. So that is very good news. Also, Jeff, I'm going to give you the floor here. Maybe you can give us an update. I know you made arrangements for the alarm, and you've gotten the keys, the locks changed. I'm going to let you go down the list of what you've done so far.
Yeah, so far we've had all the locks changed, rekeyed to the do not duplicate type, the same as what we have here at the Village Hall. All the doors are keyed the same. We just figured for now that would be the least expensive route to go. Should we get a tenant or something in there down the road, we can revisit how we want to handle that, if we want to issue them an actual key, or we could actually take the cylinder out and replace it with something else and hold on to that, so if the tenant ever does leave, it could easily be replaced and keyed the same. That's all been taken care of. They will be putting an alarm in the office portion early next week, probably Tuesday or Wednesday. We decided to do the office part now because eventually one of the offices that's in there is going to be the records room, and they're relatively inexpensive. It's 2 keypads, 2 door changs, and 1 motion detector. That's all said and done. So that should be taken care of early next week, plus the monitoring and all that is included. It's a radio frequency monitor, so we don't have to have a phone line activated at that site as of now. I've been working on the floor. There was talk at the beginning to get the floor sealed. We've been back and forth about this. The floor is actually in really, really nice shape. With the power washing, there's going to be a couple of spots that are going to be a little bit greasy, but for the most part, it's 15 years of dust that just kind of settled into the floor, and 90% of it's coming out. So at this time, I just don't see the reason to make that expenditure to have the floor sealed. With all the equipment that they had in that building, for that floor to be in as good a shape as it is, I think we'll be fine. And honestly, I don't think it would be a worry. Any one of you feel free to come over and take a look and make your best judgment at that, but there's a lot of square feet there, so it would be quite costly to get this done.
In fact, I just want to quick throw in there, one of the things that we want to do, when I was over there before Jeff started power washing and saw the building finally clean and empty, it's as soon as the weather breaks and we get a nice day, we would like to have an open house, so to encourage the public to come see the facility, to see what it is. It's really different when you get inside. You can't believe how big the garage area is, and you see the potential there. Also, you can have a makeshift indoor movie theater, I guess.
Bowling alley.
They can do that.
Basketball game.
I think, when George had that building built, he didn't spare any expenses when he built that building. That floor is all fiber, it's concrete fiberglass mesh. So, and when it was saw cut, as big a building as that is, there are no cracks in that floor. So, what he did right. I mean, the building's in excellent shape. So, like when Jeff and I walked through it, we looked at that floor. There's really no reason to have it sealed. It's 15 years old. It's like brand new when you get right down to it, because it was built right. So I don't foresee having any problems with the floor in that building for years.
Are we going to
Matter of fact, with what we have in there, what somebody else would put in there, there won't be enough weight on that floor to ever make a difference in it. I can't see it. It's just built right.
Then I say let's not do anything right away.
There's no sense.
I mean, it wouldn't be the end of the world if 3 years from now we decide to seal it. Then
You'd seal certain parts of it if you felt like doing
Yeah,
something.
if it's even necessary. I just think going in there, it'd be a great thing to do every February. You go in there with the power washer, you clean the floor. It's a good inside.
Indoor skating rink.
It's too comfortable to be an indoor skating rink. You can do a roller derby in there.
Are we going to do anything to put up the chain link, or are we going to wait and see if we get tenants, or what are we going to do about that?
Georgiana's asking about the discussion for the chain link. I think that's still the idea, but I don't think we do anything till we know we have a tenant. I mean, I think we're going to do it on an as-need basis, or at least when we get the first tenant, we know what they want, then take it from there. And we have a possible tenant that we're talking to now.
Yes, we do.
I won't go into much of that right now. It might be premature, but we are talking to somebody.
Yeah.
Along those lines, one of the things, I've been kicking this around with a couple of people, is I imagine if we get a couple tenants, we're we're going to want to give them access to their section